goal is to bring you your next favorite band.
Sweet, that intro is my new favorite band. That's phenomenal. I'm so excited to be on.
Yeah. I heard a rumor that you might be able to play that song live today.
You heard correctly. Yes.
Excellent. So,
Good enough for rock.
I don't know when I rock out here on your next favorite band show.
And listen, it's going to be everybody's favorite band.
Like, Phil, you weren't supposed to make me get all... God almighty,
but this
Phil.
is why we do it.
Like, seriously. I gotta gather myself. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Welcome to your next favorite band. That's both the show title and our promise to you. We here at Stereophilia Studio are tireless in our pursuit of finding incredible, genre-defiant artists who are either a hot up-and-coming band or a group that has been delivering for years but have flown under the radar.
Day 2 of our Musikfest daily live streams from Godfrey Daniels. We're joined by ARKAI and Elias Hix.
Each month, we will bring you live streams, audio podcasts, and perhaps even a live concert where you can listen to the stories and hear the music of artists personally curated by us based on what we feel will be worthy of your time. Be sure to subscribe and tune in to each episode because the possibilities are endless and you never know who will be
Your next favorite band.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Philip Reese, and I am joined by guest co-host
Danny G here.
Danny G.
Dan Giulio Bianco.
And you are listening to...
Your next favorite band.
Nice.
So proud of you, Phil.
Didn't even
So
practice
proud of
that.
you.
Oh, thank you.
This is unbelievable.
We go way back, so that's a little tip there. It's like little babies.
Yeah,
And
we were young.
and stupid. Now we're just stupid.
Yeah, no, we enjoy. But there's not many people I would take the trip from Long Island up here for.
Well,
It's you,
thank you.
and Musikfest.
Yeah.
It's been freaking amazing.
Right?
Yeah, no, it's been unbelievable. I'm a fan of music and love different genres, but but coming up here, it's mind blowing.
Yeah.
Mind blowing. There's Bethlehem because I've never been on the map for me.
Sure, of course.
But it's been unbelievable. There's a third or fourth Musikfest I've been to.
Yes.
But the second one where you've had this podcast. So
Yeah.
it's been awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And there's always that, like, the first time someone finally comes after me kind of, like, advocating for it forever, they're like, I'm just going to shut this guy up.
Yeah.
And then in, like, 90 seconds...
And that's pretty much what it was.
Right, I don't doubt it. There's a good sales, and then there's just annoying sales, and either one's effective. But every day there's that holy crap moment of like, this is a really special thing.
Oh yeah, it never was on the map for me.
Mm-hmm.
It really wasn't, and it was. Look, you know, you have people say, "Oh, come hear my band. Come, this is a great band. You should go." And everybody's so used to the mainstream music, so to put the patience in to go in and do it. But the fact that everything is here, it's so eclectic.
Yep.
Like you could find something for any taste, and to open your eyes to like different things, and the amount of like instruments, the vocals, the lyrics. It's great.
Right, yeah. So you got to Fest last night.
Yeah.
You're actually going to be heading out after the show today. So
Yeah.
like. What'd you think last night? Like, what was your favorite?
Unbelievable. I thought I'm horrible with the names of the
Sure,
bands.
no, I'll
help me with those.
Yeah. So we started with New Enemies.
Yeah, fantastic.
We then saw the Groove Merchants,
That was at the
Stodplots, which has the
that was
amazing backdrop.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. First, the amount of partying that was going on during that. It was ridiculous. His vocals were ridiculous.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed watching them do the test.
Yeah.
The test 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
test
that's
1, 2,
you
3.
do get some of the
Going
sound
through
checking.
that,
Yeah.
That's when they had the organ too,
Yep.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They had the Hammond organ.
Yeah, the sax was there. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. The great party atmosphere, and the venue is
Gorgeous.
unbelievable.
Gorgeous.
Who did we see there last year?
We saw Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band.
Yeah, they had the washboard.
That was my favorite from last year. Like,
that was good
holy
shit.
smokes, that's
Yeah.
awesome. He's actually playing Bethlehem in September.
Okay.
And he'll be on that bigger stage, the one we saw at the end of the night.
Yeah, that was just beautiful. That was beautiful.
So after Groove Merchants, we saw Jack Wharf and the Tobacco Flats, who
yeah.
were on the show yesterday.
Oh, really?
And then we finished things up with Robert John and the Wreck.
Yeah, the Tobacco Flats were amazing.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was a very, very great start to everything.
Yeah,
so
it was great.
Day 0 was incredible. Day 1 was incredible. And then this actually is my pick for best day of the fest. Like when I looked at the lineup of each day, we always try and do that in our kind of preview show, the Exordium. We always like say, hey, if you only have one day to go down to the festival, here's the one I recommend. And so I pick a day, David picks a day, and then Patrick Brogan.
That's actually a cool name, Exordium. That's like just the whole kind of looking at like what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So this was my pick, and so there's even a little video that I'll play here. Actually, let's do the lineup first. So,
Yeah.
unfortunately for me, on this day, I had to limit it down. Our goal is to give you 5. One like fave of the day,
Yeah.
and then 4 others. But today I had 14. Like as I just listen to the playlist and do my research, I start to just tick a band off in the Musikfest app, and you can go in there and say I'd like to see this one. I'd like to see this one, and then I wait because it's compiling over time. Then at closer to the actual festival, I start to look at, okay, what's going on each day and where are my conflicts because if 2 people playing at the exact same time can't make it happen.
So let me ask you: the knowledge of these bands, though, is it because like do you obviously do research? I know that, but
Right.
did you know them before, or do
Mostly-
you look at them and
mostly
say, I
no.
don't know this one, I'm going to listen to their
It's
jams?
the Spotify playlist that we create.
Yeah.
That's one of on the good side of streaming is you have access to all of this stuff.
Yeah.
So we pulled 2 songs from every band into this Spotify playlist when the lineup's announced. So you don't even know days and times yet. You just know who's booked.
Yeah.
So with 422 bands and 2 songs a band, these are like 28-hour playlists. So I just, from June to, for about 2 months, I just have it on shuffle.
Yeah.
And so most of the bands I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Or at least are moderately aware of. And so as a song comes on, and I'm like, oh, I really like this one.
Yeah.
Then I go into the app and I hit, I'd like to see that. And then the next one and the next one. So I will tell you, normally that kind of compiles to about 7 bands a day. Mm-hmm. There's 14 that were on this day.
Oh, really?
So I had to knock 2 out just because of, again, logistics. I just wasn't going to get there, unfortunately. So there's 12 left that are plausible to get to. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to try and get to as many of them as I can.
And because of the distance, like what we did last night, we
Right.
walked that mile and a half.
So there's 12 that I'm hoping to get to, and I had to bring that down to 5, and I just couldn't do it. So
you have it all mapped
I have
out.
7 here that I'm like, hey, these are the 7 I'm definitely going to make it to, and then I'm going to try and get to the other 12 minus 7 is 5. There's 5 others that are on the list. So let's just start going in here. The one that I'm super pumped to see is a band called Damn Tall Buildings. Mm-hmm. And they're like a really, from Brooklyn. That's where this band is from. You won't realize, stereotypically, they're playing bluegrass. You're going to assume Nashville or somewhere else in the South. But this is a band from Brooklyn called Damn Tall Buildings. And check out the song, What a Nice Life.
Life we once had. Moon hit the sun, life for living's been a drag. Oh, but just like a feeling there it hung. A fractured clip, a great abyss, blowing air back in your lungs. Heard you out there singing, can't be sure. Well, I heard the breath breathing brought you back to where you were, with that cool breeze blowing.
So I will say this. Yeah, I always try to, I worry that it sounds disrespectful when I say this, but it's like, the live is better than the recording, because they put so much into the recording.
Yeah.
it's great.
Well,
but
I was going to say, the recording kind of tells you that they're from Brooklyn. Like, if you just listen to it, you're like, okay, where they're like, oh, yeah, they're in Brooklyn.
Right. But the thing is, I think bluegrass in particular, but a lot of the music that tickles my eardrums is stuff that is meant to be listened to live performed.
Yeah, 100%.
Now that doesn't mean anything other than just you definitely want to get down and see them.
Yeah.
We're going to play another clip in a few seconds. That's what's happening this entire day, and you're going to see this same song, but performed live by them. So classic bluegrass is one mic for all performers.
Yeah.
So they're all around one mic, which is very cool. And then you're going to just see them. The energy of this song in particular is just totally different when it's a live show. But anyway, Damn Tall Buildings, you get 2 chances to see them today. They're on at 3 o'clock at Zinsenplatz, and then at 7 in later plots. It's Damn Tall Buildings. Let's now bring up the next one on the list was Roy and the Secret People. Roy is originally from Florida, moved to Philly, New York, and then ended up in Easton. So he's a local, but has been in the music industry his whole life, pretty much. He's a total rocker. Like, you're gonna love this. It's just straight up rock and roll. This is kind of a older track for them. They've got a lot of great newer music out, but this is like the one that is kind of the gateway song. Like it's a lot of people who know them know this song. So I always like to kind of start with that one. So here's Phoenix by Roy and the Secret People. About Mike is he's one of the best showmen you're ever going to see. When he's in his full band 5-piece, he's like, again, just straight up injected in my veins rock and roll. They comically put him on the town center stage. So this is like a very tiny little stage outside of. So we were at the Steel Stacks.
Yeah.
That's the bigger stage. Across the grass is a smaller stage.
Is that where the Duran Duran one was?
No, that was just on our walk. We have to go past it. But so it's a smaller stage right in front of the Arts Quest building, and I guarantee you he is going to be all over in the crowd because it's not enough space to contain. He won't be contained. I can guarantee you that. And he's just so much fun to watch. I mean, like, you're going to enjoy Roy and the Secret People. And so catch them 4:30 today on the town center stage. Like we said, a lot of people don't know the name of it. It's actually got a much longer name, and I think it's like almost like comically long. Like they just kept adding words to it. Like, let's throw a couple more on there. It's like the Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield Town Center community stage.
How many more sponsors can we get?
I was like, but you put all those words in there, but you didn't put plots. Okay. So I just kind of call it Quest Plots, but no one will know what the heck that is. But yeah, Roy and the Secret People, 4:30. Go check them out. The next one we wanted to talk about is a guest of today. So we're going to play a little Elias Hix, but then he's going to join us in a few minutes. But let's take a listen to Paper Teeth, and then you'll be able to go check him out. But here's Elias Hix, and a gorgeous video. I can't wait to ask him more about this.
Yeah.
Like, it's so beautiful.
Were we larks in the garden? Were we all just open mouths?
Just stunning vocals.
That sounds
and,
awesome.
Right?
Yeah, it sounds aesthetically beautiful too. That's definitely not broken, but no, it looks amazing too.
Yeah, gosh. I mean, like, you just get kind of pulled in on this stuff. Anyway, the only reason why I'm going to shut it off now is because he's on the show. We're going to have him play in a little bit.
So you just showed 3 different.
Right, the genres are all over the place.
All over the place,
Yeah.
and
In a good way. Not all over the
No.
place like a hot mess. Like
no,
all over the place
and
because
the
that's what
fact
you have
that-
available to
The
you.
fact that you have all those fans of that type of music in the same area. It's like the jocks and the theater group and and the geeks. Everybody sitting at the same table for a little while and being able to experience everybody else. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. And here's our other guest for the day, so we'll play a little bit of ARKAI.
Oh.
This is a more recent song from them called Ascent. And another gorgeous video. If you're listening on a podcast like Highlights, definitely check out these videos. They're incredibly great.
No, but these instruments, this is it.
about the video. Like, and like you just said again, now a whole other genre, like
Unbelievable.
completely different
Yeah.
than the others.
And it makes you appreciate not only the genre, but just the musical talent of
Yeah.
everybody. Like, I'm in awe of that.
Yeah.
Comes easy to them, maybe. Maybe, I mean,
Yeah.
it's also a lot of work for them, but it's unreal.
So ARKAI today will be on 6:30 on the Main Street stage, but if you can't catch them today, they're actually playing other days at the festival as well. We'll get into all that when they're on. So again, only shutting it off now because they'll be here. And then this is the only sad part for me for today. But again, like I'll be able to catch more of ARKAI in another day. But for today, the Arcadian Wild are playing at the exact same time. And this is a
They're
band. You
awesome,
actually you met me in New York City to go see them play at the City Winery, and just completely lush brilliance of the Arcadian Wild. This is a very cool song. They actually wrote 4 consecutive songs, like almost like each. Oh, it's really one giant song. With
They actually
4
did that,
movements.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. But is it
And
wasn't
it's spring,
the
summer,
season, so
fall,
yeah,
winter.
Yep.
But it tells this really great story. And so anyway, but this is I picked summer since it's summer.
Yep.
But here, check out the Arcadian Wild.
The earth breathes deep and zealously. The waters move in amity. Go and play among the beasts.
There's some impressive stuff about their performances where you can just see like they've worked together so long that they've got all these like nonverbal communications they can do. With a slight look, you just know that they know what they're
And when you
trying
saw
to
them live on stage,
Ugh.
you could see that too.
Yes.
Now, were you introduced to them at Musikfest?
It was
or did you know
Musikfest.
them before? Oh, really?
No, it was
Okay.
this is a Musikfest discovery. It was like a Tuesday night 2 years ago or something like that. And I was just like, oh, let me check out this band again, like off of the music, and again, just that much better live. Like it was unreal. So yeah,
And they're tonight?
They're tonight, 6:30, Zinsenplatz. 2 more here. Bren. So Bren was local to Lehigh Valley, and now is based in Philly because she's making some really nice. She's kind of actually on a skyrocket. Like she's really had a lot of great success. She recently did WXPN's Key Studio sessions. They invite musicians to come in and record, and they play like 3 songs, and they kind of live stream it, and it's highly well produced live performances. And so she's got all that going on. Brand new music out. She just played Johnny Brenda's. A lot of great stuff going on for Bren. And tonight is going to be the first time I actually get to see her perform as a full band. A lot of times as like a singer-songwriter, you're performing solo acoustic. And for tonight, she's actually doing a full band show, which is going to be super exciting to catch. So here is her song Prom Dress by Bren.
Light me up like a candle, got me burning up the dark.
Did you say you wanted a fern tattoo? No, it was a different. Anyway, it really looks cool. But anyway, great songwriting, super cool vocals, and I'm going to say it again. It's almost like I'm stuck on repeat. Her live performance blows this out of the water.
Yeah.
Like, and what I'm starting to kind of like piece together with all that is the musicians feeding off the energy of the crowd and also the emotion of the moment.
Yeah.
That it's the inspiration of the songwriting, I feel like, can just pour out of them and into the people listening.
And I also
more
think-
than the way of recording.
Yeah, sometimes the imperfections of a
Gorgeous.
live.
Yep.
It's nice to see a polished one, but to see something more raw and live is always, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. So yeah, loving the the success that Bren is enjoying. Last one to kind of share from this list here is Billy Bauer Band. I grabbed this song because it's my favorite one of his. There's no video to it, so this is basically just going to be the image of the cover of the album. But it's so worth it because this song is so great. Here is So I Love by Billy Bauer.
Bent and broken, all the above. I wanna scream, but no one would hear me.
I could be driving with the windows down, blasting that.
Totally. And
flick the cigarette out.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
But yeah, no, it's very cool music. He's often will sound like Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah.
So much so that they actually do a Dave Matthews Band tribute set.
Yeah.
Tonight is his original music. Good. Now he'll probably have a cover or two from Dave Matthews because he's so freaking good at it.
Yeah.
But the very last night of the festival, it's become almost like a tradition that he plays the Dave Matthews tribute set on that Stadplatz stage with the gorgeous backdrop.
Oh, that's cool.
And then the fireworks are going off behind them and stuff. It's super awesome. So Billy Bauer is a very, very... And also another local. A bunch of locals here on the lineup today. And all our... Sometimes they're hometown headliners. That's what they are. But yeah, Billy Bauer Band. Check them out tonight, 9 p.m., later plots. I don't know if we said it out loud, but Bren, back to that one, 8:30 on the Main Street stage. The nice part about that, even though that's 8:30 and 9 kind of overlapping, Main Street stage and later plots are like steps away from each other. So you'll be able to capture a lot of both of those sets. So come on down and check out both of those back to back. So one more thing I just want to bring in, because today has that, insane, 12 bands. I put together like 20 seconds from a song from each band to just kind of like show people what we're in for.
Yeah.
So each one of you're going to hear a little bit of what you already heard, from each of those 7 that we talked about, and then some of the other new ones. But I picked a different song so that you can kind of get a little bit more of a smattering. But here is my recommendation for best day of the festival. So even if you just come down for something. So we're going to start things off with Pepper Wine at 1:30. The only reason why I didn't have them on the picks of the day is I didn't basically this is going to rebroadcast at 3.
Yeah.
They would already have
sound
been
awesome.
off. They're so
They're
good.
nice.
Pepper Wine's amazing. Yeah. So then from there, we're going to try and squeeze in Close Drive. They're going to be on at 2? Yes, 2:40. So they don't have a long set, so I can maybe squeeze in a little bit of that. Really like their sound.
Phil has a whiteboard at home going, yeah, cut around here.
I wish, like a little
Push
map
this
of
old woman
Bethlehem.
out of the way.
Yeah.
You're wasting it.
Yeah, I am hoping that they have new buses available, like a more frequent busing. Oh, and here's Damn Tall Buildings.
Yeah.
This is that same song from before, but now the live version of it, you'll see this different energy to it.
It's just fun, right? It's fun
When I was-
and you want to just
When I was
hang out with them.
prepping for it, I was just like giddy, smiling, listening to them. I was like, I can't wait to see.
I bet they don't have it. Like when they say we have to get together to rehearse.
Yeah.
I think they're fine with it. Like, let's go. Let's play this thing.
And then Roy and the Secret People.
Yeah.
This will be where we got to hop on one of those buses to get to Southside because he's playing on that Blue Shield Community Stage, High Mark, whatever, whatever, Town Square Center. I got to rebranding. Need a rebranding session. So he's 4:30. As soon as he's done, we actually have to get back on the bus to come back to Northside to catch Elias Hix at 6. Or no, Winton Existing is going to be first at 6. Again, overlap. Got to see what we can do to make this stuff happen. The stage he's on, Winton Existing, is I think it's Plaza Tropical. For whatever reason, my font didn't work. It's trust me, it's there. I tried to render this thing multiple times. For some reason, I didn't want to print that part. But anyway, coming off the bus, we'll walk right past that stage. So
Where is that stage?
it's basically right next to Zinsenplatz.
Okay.
It's like down in that the kind of where all the historical portion is. Then, like we said, 6 Stadplatz is Elias. And then we already talked about the conflict of ARKAI and Arcadian Wild at 6:30. So I'll be getting my steps in today for sure.
It's dark now and I can't see.
Can't bring on ARKAI without talking about Patchwork. This song is so great.
It's a great sound too.
Yeah. Here's Arcadian Wild. This is actually fall, so we played summer. This would be that next movement of that same piece that they created. It's a special day of opportunity to catch like a massive music discovery. This is Fleece. So we featured them yesterday because they played last night as well.
Yeah.
And because of, again, the way the schedule went, I said, all right, I know I can get to them Saturday, so I'll pick other ones that were in conflict on Friday. But I can't wait to see them. They just seem like they're a super fun party as
And
well.
most bands play more than one night, or no?
No, it's I don't know what the thought process is behind of it, but I'm always happy when they do it because it's like gives you that multiple chance to see the bands that you're looking to get to. This is Bran, and this is from that WXPN studio session. And so again, this is full band example of what you're going to see tonight. I can't wait. And Billy Bauer, this is my own recording from last year's set.
Okay.
This is when he was doing the Dave Matthews tribute, but he said, "You guys all mind if I play an original?" And it was super awesome. Hey, this is "You're the One." He played it the year prior, so 2 years ago, sitting here. And he's like, "Yeah, I wrote this song, and the band and I played it. But we don't even have a name for it yet. It's so new."
That's awesome.
And so he played it here. So,
Debut.
yeah, and then I don't think a name has officially been affixed to it still.
All right.
And then we can finish the night off with Igor and the Red
That's
Illnesses,
awesome.
which I don't think you could finish the night off at the Musikfest any better way. Igor, total character. I don't know if you. So he did an interview with us.
Yes, I heard that one.
And he won Star Search. So you're like, when I'm doing the research, I'm like, what? No way. So yeah, Ed McMahon.
That's the best part about it, finding out these like
Oh my
stories
gosh.
behind it.
I was like, I can't wait to bring this up. But super fun. Yeah, so there
He was
is.
a character.
Yeah, there is the best of the fest for today. Hope you can get down to see at least one, if not 12. Come join me if you want. Meet me at the Pepperwine set at 1:30, and we can do this gauntlet of awesome together. Danny G, thank you so much.
Brother. I'm very proud, man.
Thank you so much
This is
for
awesome.
making the drive, for festing
Thank you for
together.
this.
Wish you could do more days, but totally get it.
Nope.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Like I said, next year it's definitely going to be a different. Now that I know it starts a little bit earlier on Saturdays, I think that's what it's going to be.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah,
Sounds
he's
good,
he's
my
booking
friend.
it already.
I'm booking it already.
Reese Plots is
Thanks,
booked next Saturday.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Danny. Get home safe.
Thank you.
So now we're going to bring on our first guest, Elias Hix. Welcome. He's carrying his axe. Love it.
Would you like to sit it right here?
Wherever is best for you.
I guess right here.
Yeah, come on in. You don't necessarily need the headphones because we're not going to be playing anything.
Okay.
It's really just for the first part. So anyway, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
And from South Carolina, right?
Yes.
Oh, nice. And you say grew up on a farm?
Yeah, I grew up on a cattle farm in South Carolina.
Yeah, tell us more about that. Like that and how it maybe where'd you find music, in all of it? Because it's pretty evident in your videos that you're probably inspired by nature and being there because it's so prevalent in your videos. They're gorgeous, by the way. I want to hear more about that. But there must have been something there where you're just like kind of it all spoke to you and got you into music.
Yeah, well, I got into music. I started playing like fiddle and violin when I was 4.
Yeah.
Like learning fiddle tunes and like old time fiddle tunes and Suzuki method, which is like a weird. Learn both of those, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I hated violin like from 4 to the age of 10. So when I was 10, I switched to playing stand up bass.
Okay.
And I've played in the orchestra and symphony. My
Stand up
whole-
bass, tough for a 4-year-old.
Yeah, well,
Could fall on them.
I think I started playing when I was 10. They have like a quarter-size bass, and it's tiny, so it's the size of
Sure,
a
sure.
full-size cello kind of thing. It's funny. But, yeah, so I played that, and then I originally actually started writing music by doing, like, symphony compositions and things like that.
Nice.
Like, not
Like just your
lyrically.
own, or like to be a part of like a movie or something like that?
I was just making my own. I started out
so
doing, like,
cool.
arrangements. Like, the first thing ever...
That's like
like,
Mozart
arranged-
stuff. Like where you're just like dreaming up symphonies. Like that's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first thing I ever did, it was the Cimbra song called "The Crane Wife," and I started going through that whole album and just arranging.
I can totally see
orchestra
that.
stuff. It's a really good album. I think it's Sons and Daughters album.
Okay.
That album
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the Crane Wife on it. But then I started writing my own stuff as I got like into 8th and 9th grade.
Yep.
And then during the COVID lockdown is when I started learning how to sing and play guitar.
Awesome. It's the only reason why I say it's surprising is because your vocals are so good. Like
Thank you.
I would have thought an opportunity would have came up sooner. But that's really, it's so great. Like how the pandemic had such negative narratives, of course. But many of the musicians that I've spoken to through that time, from coming out of it is really when the show started. There were things like that where it was like either got better, took it more seriously, started something new, whatever, reinvented it, or just dug deeper. So it's really cool to hear that.
Yeah, I was on like living on a cattle farm and like with my family at the time. Like I didn't leave my house for months, kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so I had this like little $25 Hunter guitar that I think I got when I was five,
Right.
5 because my dad had won an open mic that he did.
That's awesome.
I still have the guitar now and I use it in recordings.
Very cool.
But I was just learning how to sing on that guitar and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The COVID pandemic's weird that like. I was just like stuck in like a weird sanctuary of a place. Where, like, the whole world was kind of like falling apart for a little bit.
Totally.
It's
Totally.
like a weird thing I think about a lot, but
No, it's true. Like I think people took, you were stuck in isolation, so obviously you were thinking, okay, could only get worse, or it'll never end, and you're just going to maybe some darker places. But we were all in it together, and I think actually the benefit, like how streaming type stuff developed, helped us connect. Unfortunately, digitally, but at least it wasn't non-existent.
yeah, I hadn't started releasing music yet. I didn't really know how to record. I got a copy. Well, it was funny for Christmas that year. There's Finale, which is like it's like the program for writing symphony scores on a computer.
Oh, cool.
So my parents asked me if I wanted to get Finale or Ableton Live for Christmas, and I chose Ableton Live, and that's I think the only reason why I'm recording
like
now.
the crossroads you were
Yeah,
at.
it was that crossroads right there. I think it's the only reason why I'm not still writing classical symphony stuff,
Interesting.
and why I'm recording and producing was
Yeah.
probably asking for Ableton Live for Christmas instead of Finale.
Fascinating. There's like a sliding doors moment where you pick the other one and it went in a whole other direction.
Yeah, I think I was my 9th. No, it was for my birthday. That wasn't Christmas.
I got it.
Yeah, that was like 15th birthday, and that was my decision that has
Set
dominoed
the
now, I
course
guess.
to the rest of this. Yeah. So yeah, tell me a little bit more about the videos. Like they're so well produced and they're gorgeous. Like tell us more about
The one for Paper Teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was filmed by a guy named Matt Barnes. Who's he goes to Appalachian State University.
Sure.
Yeah, but he's an incredible videographer and photographer. He's done content for 2 of my songs, Paper Teeth and Father's Coat.
Okay.
And he does a lot of work with like Jack Worth and Tobacco Flats as well.
Yeah.
He's worked with them.
Yeah.
I think he did the Burn It Down video, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
He did the Burn It Down video for them. Yeah, that was really cool. It was right during like peak week for fall.
Yeah.
Right when we filmed that. And it's just absolutely beautiful. We were up in like Pisgah National Forest along the Parkway filming that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great though.
Yeah. No, I mean it's really, again, like you can tell that's part of your artistic decision was where to do those things. I think that's really cool. And then the other thing too that I think is interesting about like on your site, sort of a bio, is like you state in there that it's, you write music to kind of say the things that you don't want to say or that kind of stuff. So like what's beautiful about music is it's this kind of such a universal language that there's other people listening always. I've seen this happen so many times now that they're in a similar place and they just get so much out of those things. Like you don't have to talk about it. They can just listen and maybe feel a little less alone and ready to take on another day. So like I think there's some really cool stuff about that. So if you want to speak to that or around it or whatever, I just think that that's a really admirable thing that musicians do, is they kind of don't avoid the tougher topics, but do it in a way that's just something you can kind of immerse yourself in.
Yeah, I think that's like a lot of what I write and like why I do, I guess. But it's actually, I think, has changed my writing style a lot, because I started writing like that because I wanted to write about things, and then for them, no one to figure it out.
Yeah.
So then I started like trying to write really like cryptically and metaphorically.
Sure. Yeah.
So no one would figure it out unless like you really, really dug into it. Which
Right.
is just hoping no one would who knew me. And then I just like started becoming a writing style.
That's very cool. I think it's an added element to, the enjoyment you get in listening to your music is just that. Like, it's not on the face, knowing what it is. You want to listen and dive deeper in there and kind of enjoy it. But yeah. So you have your guitar. What were you thinking of playing today?
I released a song called Miss Maine.
Awesome.
I was gonna play.
Beautiful. Well, I will hop out so that you can have full center stage.
Okay.
If you need a second to kind of tune it up. Also, if you want to kind of intro the song, whatever you want to do. And thank you again for playing. We always love that.
Yeah, I wrote this song. I actually started writing it while I was on stage at a. I'm a bluegrass major at East Tennessee State University, and I was playing in an old-time style square dance band at the time. And I was on stage, and I wrote the first verses on the back of a set list, and went home and finished it. I didn't like it. I actually thought the chorus was too poppy, and I just kind of left it. And then I was doing a session in Nashville, and I needed a song for like to work on in the session, so I just kind of pulled this one out. I was like, we'll give like Miss Maine a try. And it was the drums on that track that I recorded with the guy, and I really liked the drums, and I think that's what kind of fueled like wanting to finish out the song. It's close enough. Miss Maine, could you remember me? I know you can't stay, dear, but please remember me. Miss Maine, did you stand on the edge and look out onto that ever-growing blue? It was made for you. Miss Maine, don't be teary-eyed, I understand. It's come July as we sit here quiet. Miss Maine, oh, I stand so proud and watch your white eyes shine to the television crowd. It was made for you, and I remember still watching stars fall to the field. So come back for me when the life you swore to live is done, and I'll be standing where I stood and be against some kids that could.
That is gorgeous. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're on today. Let's bring this up here quick. You are on today at 6 on Stodplots. So we'll have that at the bottom of the screen there for people. And anything else play? Have you? So this is your first Music Fest, right?
Yes, this is my first festival.
Festival?
Yeah, first time I ever played a festival.
Festival rookie. But you are on what I think is the best stage. It has this gorgeous backdrop. We were talking about it before, so you probably heard it, but it just kind of overlooks the entire downtown Bethlehem area.
Nice.
And so it's this amazing backdrop to these performers, and the acoustics there are terrific. I think it's somewhat accidental. Obviously, it's an outdoor festival, so they didn't design these things, but the
our public library is on one side, and our government buildings, like the mayor's office and where you get a permit or whatever, are on the other side. But it just creates this incredible sound. Like, I think it was just simply got lucky kind of thing. Nice. But it's like the coolest stage for stuff like this. So love it. I think you'll also love the crowd. We have a great kind of music loving audience that'll really kind of get into your music. So definitely check out Elias Hix. If you can't make it today, find him. Oh wait, let's bring up your site. We can promote some stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Let's see here. So here's your site. I always love slinging merch, but let's click on the tour tab. There you can see Musikfest. Boom.
Yeah,
Nailed it.
There'll be some more announcements about that coming
Cool.
soon about some things.
Excellent. What states? What region? Like where?
Am I allowed to say that? Yeah. Okay. Check. It'll be out west.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. So yeah, there's that, and then stay tuned for that. And then here we always like to sling the merch. We've got some cool T-shirts and stickers, and you can buy the music. Excellent. Anything else you want to promote? We can help with.
I'll have a EP coming out probably in October.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then that I imagine that's what the tour will kind of be supporting that.
Yes.
Yeah. Very
definitely.
cool. Looking forward to that.
Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you so much for coming on the
so
show.
much for having me.
Elias Hix.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see the set. And now we will bring on ARKAI. Jonathan and Philip, both here.
Hey.
Thank you once again.
What's happening?
Musikfest round 3 for us. It's a great place. We always love coming to Musikfest.
Yeah. I mean, your set last year that was on Main Street, that was like insanely hot.
Yes.
Was jammed with people.
That photo
Do you
that you
remember
took.
Yeah.
It was an
Do you remember our system fried?
Yes. But
and then we were
ended up-
like, we have to improvise.
So the one thing, we'll kind of go through this quick. Those afternoon sets on Main Street stage, the sun is just blasting into it. So the audience is in shade, but the performers are basically cooking like a baked potato.
And the performers' sensitive electronic equipment is
And that's the thing,
baking in the
exactly.
sun.
Yeah, you are all like masters with the digital stuff, and it just simply enhances the overall experience. You even had like a space blanket to try and keep it cold or just out of the heat.
This was the experience that
we realized we needed a space blanket,
Yes,
and
after
they
this
had one, I
experience.
think, or something. Or no, they had these like ice cooler things.
they
or,
brought
like,
ice waters
ice
that were in the cooler.
Oh,
That was the
ice wa-
coldest thing that they had,
like
and they put
Aquafina
them
bottles,
underneath
yeah, it's
the
like-
laptop and all the gear to try to cool it off.
Yeah,
and then they shaded it.
But
with
the
like
most incredible part about it was, so obviously you play both the electric cello and the electric violin, and then you have, is acoustic the right word?
yeah.
Okay. So, but like the more traditional, I guess, what people would picture when they think of violin and cello. So you both pulled those out, and then performed a song that like your college professor wrote.
that we hadn't played in years.
And you hadn't played it in years. So like it was
like,
this
well-
absolute magical moment of just like, well, we got to go back to the good old days, and then play this song that was awesome. Like actually, it was just like
It was fun.
especially because it wasn't lost on us what was happening. So we all were like, it was like the guy on the high wire. You're like, oh my god, what are they gonna do?
The
And then
show
you
must
pull
go
off
on.
this amazing number.
The show must go on.
What was the name of that one? Like the dragon's
Dragon's
Dot
Eyes.
the Dragon's Eyes.
Hanukkah Castle.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what a great song.
Yeah, and
Wow.
then we were just like praying to God that our laptop would be working after.
After
It
that,
was
yeah.
like
And
we
it
had
did.
one backup. You know, it's like we had one song that we could probably like fall back on, but besides that,
Everything else.
yeah, it's like.
But-
Anyways, we're much better prepared this year, and so we'll see what happens. I don't want to jinx it.
No,
but-
true. So we have you today, 630 Main Street.
Yeah.
The sun shouldn't be on you at that point.
And we're just hoping
Shouldn't
that
be.
the rain.
The rain too, yeah, that could be an interesting one.
Yeah.
But your other days that you're performing.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're playing at Plaza Tropical.
Two performances tomorrow, correct?
And
Lagerplatz.
Lagerplatz
Yeah.
at 1.
Kind
and
of
then
that more stripped down set.
acoustic
half hour.
set. And then, Plaza at 4.
4 to 5?
4 to 5, and that one's going to be the full works. So,
Nice.
yeah.
And that one you don't have to worry about sun or rain. You're under a tent, so like.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's our first time playing that space, so we're psyched.
Yeah. No, it should be
Every
great.
year we just get to see more and more of the fest. It's great.
Yeah, there's been people who have they've been at the festival and maybe only ever played, like Main Street.
and never walk down to the historical part or the entire South Side, or the other way around. Sometimes it was a lot of times our jazz musicians get booked to be in it's the cinemas. So like it's a movie theater.
Oh, in the Arts Quest
building.
building.
In the Arts Quest building. Because it's just a little more, you want to have a little bit more of a controlled audio environment for jazz musicians maybe. But they didn't realize the whole North Side thing was going on. So then they got booked for the North Side, and it's like, holy smokes, there's like
it's crazy.
12 stages up here.
It's
and
insane.
Buildings from the 1700s.
Oh,
and
it's awesome.
It's kind of like at Disneyland when you realize there's another park, and you're like,
right, yeah, I didn't know that Epcot existed.
rides.
Yeah. But no, it's a special thing, and I just think your music is so like it's really got this genius quality to it. I always use that phrase. I'm sure you would use a better word, but to me, it's like absolutely stunning what you do. You take I think what's amazing is you're Juilliard trained, and then so you have the classical or classic chops. And then you're modernizing this stuff, and you're making it, I would think, more accessible to a younger audience that wants to listen to this stuff, but maybe their ears aren't ready for, the classical stuff. Now, this will introduce them to it and probably get them to appreciate it, but that's an interesting thing. So anyway, give us a little bit of the backstory so that people can get caught up on what is ARKAI.
What is ARKAI?
Yeah.
well, it's a great story.
It's a great story. Oh, do you want to tell the story of how we met?
Sure.
Yeah,
Maybe we
let's
go
do
back to the beginning. So as you mentioned, Jonathan and I both studied at Juilliard in New York City, which is where we both live now. And while we were at Juilliard at the same time, we actually never met while we were there.
I didn't know that.
Which is a surprising thing because the whole
sure.
school is like 700 students. It's one building, and we're both string players. You always run into orchestra, string quartets, whatever. We never met. And so it took a conference that was being hosted at Juilliard in one of the summers in between.
Interesting.
Where we were both nominated by the school to kind of represent their student body.
Neat.
We were there with a couple of dozen other young artists from around the country, and one night after classes, there was a party.
Yep.
And we had our instruments with us, and people, had word had gotten out that we were the Juilliard kids, and so they're like, hey, bring your instruments, let's have a jam session.
Right.
And so we pull out our instruments and start improvising together and become kind of the DJs, keeping the life of the party for over an hour straight.
Wow.
And the context.
And having never performed together
previously. Never played together. And to meet someone else, a classically trained string player who could improvise at all is unheard of.
In different styles too. You can betcha we weren't like jamming on Mozart and Beethoven. It was like, no, we were improvising on hits and like old classics and stuff like that. And it was like, holy crap. There's another guy at Juilliard that knows other kinds of music. It's like, that's the crazy thing. And so we've been playing now for 6 years. And going back to your original question, what is ARKAI? I think we are so, nimble and versatile, and we love so many different kinds of music, and so it's really many things. I mean, one easy way of kind of defining it might be like classical meets rock and roll.
Sure.
It's like, that's one easy way, but that would not be doing it the complete service. It's like, it really is epic classical, it's cinematic.
Right. I heard somebody,
bops,
totally. I heard somebody for Arcadian Wild, and it probably works for you too. They referred to their music as chamber pop.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Like
so anyway, it's like where it's like,
and we're always asking our audiences like, what genre do we fall into? And it's really nimble. Like, we can go and jam with rock bands, but we can also go and jam with we have a collaboration now with an incredible neoclassical pianist, one of the biggest pianists in the world, and we can go and jam with him.
Yep.
And so it's like, I think that's one reason we love what we do, is because we get to meet so many different kinds of people and get to play for so many different kinds of audiences, right?
Yeah. And recently became part of the Recording Academy. So you attended the Grammys, you vote on the Grammys. That's super congrats on that.
It's sick.
Yeah.
And we've also been so lucky to actually do work on behalf of the Grammys. We went to Abu Dhabi representing the Recording
You're an
Academy.
amazing follow on Instagram because you get all this stuff.
Where in the world is ARKAI?
and we literally, most recently, we were at Grammys on the Hill in D.C. when we played the national anthem, and we were there with all these incredible representatives, senators and representatives from the government, but also the top people at the Grammys. That was wild.
Yeah.
I think we're still pinching ourselves
yes.
in that moment. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the videos. So like the recently ones that the ones you've put out more recently are these like epic, like, you know.
You're catching on to the theme
You're right.
here.
Epic.
It's gotta be epic. Yeah, so we've released a couple of videos for the singles that we've been releasing to promote our upcoming debut album called Crossroads. And so we've got 2 videos that right now have been released, and as you probably saw, one of them is shot out deep in the California desert. Looks like it's like pre-civilization.
Yep.
And then another one was shot at an incredible waterfall up in upstate New York, and so getting to, you know, travel out to these places and
put our bodies on the line too. It's like we were there like hopping across like different rocks there with our instruments.
Don't slip because it's a cliff.
Right, yeah.
No,
Don't drop it. Like,
like we literally were like telling our videographer, do not take a step back because that is sure death.
Certain death.
He's a trained dancer, though. He's very sure-footed. Yeah, so
he survived that
Thank goodness.
experience, which was good.
But those are super fun, and there's more on the way.
So I hope album will actually drop next Friday.
Yes.
On August 9th. Yeah.
That's awesome. And we're talking about doing an interview in September.
We got to do it.
So we'll dive even deeper into the backstories, and we'll get into more of the examples of the music.
Actually, that interview will really nicely tee up our show at Levitt Pavilion on September 6th, and that will be our official Crossroads album release in Bethlehem. So we hope you all like join us.
How about Bethlehem getting an exclusive opportunity?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bethlehem is where it's at.
We love
Nice.
it.
I was literally chatting with a friend this morning, and he's like, you know, Lehigh Valley's like really hip, and I was like, bro, welcome to the club.
Yep.
It is really
You know what you should do while you're down here too is like, since it won't be Musikfest, I always tell people you got to come to Bethlehem at least twice. One during Musikfest, one not during Musikfest. That whole downtown area, which you'll see more this year because you'll be performing at one of those stages, the historic area where there's these buildings from the 1700s. We actually just became a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Really?
Wow.
So like we now have the Moravian church settlements are a World Heritage Site.
That's so cool.
That just happened last week or maybe 2 weeks ago.
Fantastic. Wow.
So yeah, there's 3 settlements I think. There's one in Ireland and there's 2 others in Europe and one here, and they all became like a connected UNESCO World Heritage Site. So that's a massive deal. The buildings are super cool. So like you should go down there and just shoot some photos or maybe record something because it's a really fun backdrop. Back to like these spectacle epic things that you're doing. The Bethlehem Moravian settlements are really cool. There's a legit working blacksmith shop, but then there's other stuff that's like, you know, a little bit more like what would you say? Like it's a little decrepit. Like, you know, it's the walls have fallen, but it's got super character.
Such character.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah. And we just stick porta potties in there during Musikfest, so you don't want that picture. But the rest of the year, it's gorgeous.
That would
Maybe
be an
the next-
interesting music video.
Yeah, maybe the next epic ARKAI music
think you
video will
should.
have to be in Bethlehem.
I think you should.
I mean,
without the porta potties.
Yes, yeah, not that part. But talk about again, like I think Elias was saying it for his fall. It's great because there's trees down there.
yeah.
The leaves are turning. But yeah, that's definitely something that people should keep in mind. So let's just say, for example, someone's away this weekend. They aren't coming down to Musikfest. They get another chance to see you in September.
Yeah. Yep.
So once again, it's the 6th.
The 6th, yeah. I think Friday the 6th of September.
And it's a free show.
Free show, 7 o'clock at Levitt Pavilion.
Yeah.
And I also heard the other day that they're going to be streaming the Eagles game afterwards, I think. And so it's a great night to go out. That's all. Yeah. It's going to be a great night. It's going to be a party out there.
Get some ARKAI
and
some
ARKAI,
Eagles.
and then you get to watch the Eagles.
Yeah.
Is that opening? Is that the opening day? I don't know. Yeah. But
It must be because it's a Friday opening. I don't know. That
maybe
sounds
we'll
interesting.
have to put together a cover of an Eagles band song, you know?
There you
so
go.
we play some Eagles, you watch some Eagles.
Yeah.
That
Well,
would
there
be
is that
something. That'd be something.
EAGLES, Eagles.
Yeah, not
Or Fly
not
Eagles
Hotel
Fly. You guys could
California.
learn that song.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but yeah, we should figure something out for your Philadelphia Eagles.
That'd be very fun.
People back in New York will be like, "I've never seen a
Yeah,
rock show."
actually, yeah, that's very
be
contentious.
careful.
Very contentious. Dude.
Talk about not taking a wrong step.
Yeah, maybe just do the Penn State fight song or something like that. But what else? What else can we promote? We have your site here. Let's talk about that.
All Things album.
Yeah, we are just in the full prep cycle. We're just so excited for Friday to come out.
So that form that you see right there.
Yeah, do that.
If you sign up there, you'll get a notification around the album dropping next
very
week.
cool.
You'll be on our communications, and you'll get a blast for that. Yep, there's those Musikfest dates.
And we actually have not announced our album release tour yet, and that will get announced. It's going to be really massive and extensive.
Fantastic.
And international, too. So,
But actually, if you go back to that main page,
yeah,
for people who are watching, if you just scroll down past that tour, there we go.
There it is.
And then right below that, there's that waterfall.
Check it out.
And then
you
we'll
had
have
to be a little bit nervous.
It was so cold.
Yeah,
it was
we were bothered by the cliff that could lead to death. It was so cold.
It was shivering, and it was just It was,
And what's funny is my brain goes to the instruments. I'm worried for them. I'm like, you guys will be fine.
We weren't.
Those instruments may never be the same.
The instruments were okay. We weren't okay.
There's a couple of shots where Jonathan was like, "Can you not use that? You can see my teeth chattering." It was, and it's also you don't think about this, but the waterfall was so loud.
Of course.
And so we're trying to keep time, play together, and you can't hear anything. But
you make it work.
Nice
the magic of editing. But it's true. You are a great follow on Instagram. It's a lot of fun to just not only get caught up with all that's going on, shows and music and stuff, but all the other shenanigans you guys get involved with. It's really fun.
Well, that's a great plug. So thank you.
Yeah,
follow
absolutely.
us on ARKAI Music, ARKAI Music. Yeah, that'd be great.
Awesome.
But a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, can't wait. And truly, I'm looking for. I'm actually holding back questions because I'm like, no, we'll get to that.
Okay, great.
When we get into a more deeper.
September
interview.
will be a deep dive.
Yeah, it'll be on more traditional stuff, and we'll do that. But awesome. So can't wait to see the set. Like I said, I might get shorter version today, but tomorrow I'll be down there for the whole thing.
That'll be the fun one.
Yeah.
And covered.
Yes, and that too. Yes, and also if you're coming down to the festival, I always mention this: wear sunscreen, stay hydrated. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Yeah. And you don't want to ruin tomorrow or the next day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're gonna have some fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Philip.
Absolutely.
Good to be back here.
Always a pleasure. And thank you for, just the sheer, some of the stuff I want to get into is just that, again, the inspirations and how you design things and so on, and even some of the tech. Let's get nerdy on it, because sometimes people are like, oh, I don't mean to get too nerdy, and we're like, no, let's dive in. And then I often hear from audience people, I loved that part. So, people like the deeper dive into, some of the tech and some of the, the
pull back the curtain a little bit.
Pull back the curtain a little bit.
Yeah. Especially with the weird stuff we're doing.
We'll get nerdy next time.
Yeah, let's do it.
So tune back in September, and
that's right. So one last time, here is the kind of the picks of the day, which is 7: Damn Tall Buildings, Roy and the Secret People, Elias Hix, ARKAI, The Arcadian Wild, Bryn, and Billy Bauer. And then, like I said, there's 5 others that are kind of in there that we're also going to try and get to. An amazing lineup, and one that is certainly worth your time if you want to come down and check it out.
Great.
Fest on!
Fest on!
Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks, Philip.
And thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow, our guests are Dustin Douglas of the Electric Gentleman and Aaron Kelly. So we've got some great stuff for tomorrow, too. It's a great lineup the whole way through. So hopefully people are enjoying this, and subscribe, like, and follow.